everybody. Welcome to SoCaldramtram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this bottle, we just want to say it's March, which means it's Irish Whiskey Month, which means we're only drinking whiskey for the remainder of March.
March Madness.
But nonetheless, if you're new here, we appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you're a return viewer, hey, thanks for sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody smash the like button and everybody click that little bell. That way you know whenever we drop a brand new video. Caesar, what do we got on this bar today?
Today, we got something from your bar, brother.
That's right. Today, we have the Redbreast 12-year-old single pot still Irish whiskey.
So, guys, back to this Redbreast 12. Of course, it's Middleton, just like the heart of most Irish whiskeys, or all Irish whiskeys.
Not all, but a good amount of them.
It's triple distilled in both unmalted and malted barley, and the cask mixture is, I believe, is bourbon American oak as well as Oloroso sherry Spanish butts.
Sounds like somebody tried to hit on in a nightclub.
Gotta love them Spanish booties. Anywho, nonetheless, let's get into this.
Yeah, so before we go ahead and get too far into it, a couple of things I want to highlight. Number one, these glasses, it's a little bit different than the ones you see in that sexy B-roll that leads into the video. These are actually from a buddy of ours on Instagram. This is from Whiskey Wednesdays. He's also got a YouTube channel. You can check him out right up here. He also runs a different channel. I think it's called 5 Drinks to Midnight or 5 Drinks Midnight, which again, you can check out up here. Go ahead and go over there. Give him a subscribe. Got some really good content, and it'd be cool to see him jump up a little bit. But nonetheless, he sent us these back, I think, when we did our Waterford Bannow review, which, again, up here.
Yep.
And I got a Instagram DM shortly after that video premiered saying, you boys need to have the proper glasses to drink Irish whiskey.
Yep.
So he sent us these Trois glasses.
Hey, that word isn't allowed.
It isn't allowed. It isn't allowed. But I like to just call them bigger Glencairns. Because they can hold a hell of a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
So sláinte, and let's get into it. What are you getting on the nose?
On the was very aromatic for sure. Distinctively, I get like a white wine though.
Really
interesting.
As
far as the nose goes.
So I'm gonna show my cards here. Again, we batch shoot. The magic is gone. You guys know that. So it's been about 5 weeks since we shot, and your boy over here, he got the Rona, and I'm fine now. So he can stay more than 6 inches away. But my point that I'm bringing that up for is again, I'm okay. It was kind of touch and go there for a minute, but my sense of smell and taste may be slightly off. Never lost them or anything like that. I lost my sense of smell for about 2 days, and I asked my wife to go grab the smokiest bottle of whiskey that I had, and not a whiff. And then it came back, so it was very grateful to get through it, and everybody's okay. And I've been clear for more than a week since that way Caesar was okay to come over. So nobody give us too bad of comments. And like I said, I'm okay, he's okay. And I just wanted to preface my tasting notes before we get into this. And when I'm like, oh yeah, it tastes like blueberry. It's like, no, it doesn't taste like blueberry. I don't know. But you said you were getting what off of it?
White wine.
White wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get behind a little bit of like a Riesling note in there. I get just a lot of vanilla. And then I definitely get a little bit of that oak influence. Like, I think it's toasted oak, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is.
Finest oak cask, sorry. And with toasted oak and cherries. So I definitely get a little bit more of that, like, toasted vanilla, a little bit of toasted caramel. I'm getting a lot of, like, the bourbon cask influence in on this, on the nose anyway. Have you sipped it yet?
Nope, not yet.
No? Now, we've had this before, just off camera, but it's been a minute. And we have had the cast strength version, which, again, you can check out up here. We both really liked it. I think at the time I had said I liked it, but it didn't warrant the price difference between this and that. So I'm excited to get into this and kind of see what my thoughts are on it, because I know that I like it, but again, it's been a minute since I had it. So
side note, I have, if not barely, probably like 1 dram left of that 12 cast strength. But the funny thing is, like, the past 3 or 4 times I drank it, it makes my ears really, really red and hot, like hot. And it's weird because it's not like an allergic reaction, but it's like, damn, they're really red and they're really hot.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Is it like after you've had a lot more to drink?
Well, no, I mean, like, I'll
it's literally just one glass of that.
After 1 dram, then it's like, oh man, it's hot.
Caesar takes 1 glass of Redbreast 12 cast strength and turns into a cartoon character, apparently.
Red ears. Now I know where that Redbreast term comes from, because your stuff turns red. Just kidding.
So, on the palate, little sharp at first. I think this comes in at 40%, so it's not like offensively sharp, but there's definitely that that oakiness to it right at the bat.
Wow.
Still get the vanilla, still getting the caramel, but I am getting a little bit of like a kind of stone fruit, apricot, maybe a little bit of raisin in there from the sherry. But heavy vanillas for me on this one. Again, my tasting notes may be a little askew or a little boring, for lack of a better word, but heavy vanilla, and like I said, a little bit of raisin note in there for sure.
I can get behind the vanilla for sure, but for me, predominantly, I get like a baking spiced pear. Like a pear. And I also get some ginger in here too. I think ginger is like something that's popping up pretty strong too for me.
So I can't hone in exactly on what the spice would be, but I can get behind a spice. Like you said, pear. That's interesting. Now I'm getting a little bit of that. Texture wise, this is super buttery. Super buttery, super easy. It's very approachable. I'm trying to avoid the word smooth in 2021 because I know some people get triggered. But again, very easy sipping. It's like butter. Like
butter
it's
for sure. And it's funny too, because you know what? Instinctively, I was thinking, because I was like, wow, that's very buttery, but I almost thought it was because of the way these glasses are. It has a bigger lip, so it's more filling on your actual lips when the liquid's coming in. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what it is. But then you said the liquid butter. I was like, oh, well, then it's for sure the liquid, because I was like, it is super buttery on the lips every time you're drinking off this. But yeah, this is actually a bigger lip glass than those Glencairns, so you get definitely more flavor into your mouth. Or
it's interesting because it's a deeper glass. It's a little bit wider. Definitely a bigger lip, so you can get a little bit more of a pull when you're trying to sniff it, and it's not like on a regular Glencairn. Like sometimes, depending on the proof, like it could punch you in the face. Whereas this, I don't know if that would happen. It'd be interesting to drink some cast strength out of this for sure. Like it's something that I would explore more. I mean, truth be told, this is actually the first time that I've used them because I felt that I offended Whiskey Wednesdays and I didn't want to.
Whiskey. Well, now you for sure offended them because they're whiskey, not Whiskey.
Oh yeah, because of the Rona, I haven't drank in like 3 weeks. By the way, so this the next 4 episodes should be fun. You put any water on it yet?
No, not yet. But to be honest, I remember the first time I had this when I was like fresh, and now it's like halfway through the bottle, and it opened up very nicely. I could drink this all day.
I was thinking about when I bought this because again we're coming up on a full Rona, meaning like a full year of this garbage, and
a full year of the 2-week lockdown.
Right. It's only going to be 3 months. Sure. I think I bought this around January last year, and I remember taking it over to a buddy's place for game night and cracking it open. So this is, about halfway, and it's been about a year. So it's interesting to see kind of how it's oxidized. Yeah. I'll say, though, still very similar profile, and not like it's gone bad or any stretch of the imagination. Now, if this were lower, let's say it only had like a quarter left, maybe that's a different story. Yeah. Who knows? 100%. But this is always one that's welcome on my bar because it is such an easy sipper. And I find that when people are like, I want to get into Irish whiskey, This is one. This and Green Spot, which again you can check out up here, is the two that I always recommend because they're damn near the same whiskey. But you know, obviously they start out as the same new make and then they go through different processes as far as like, you know, getting into a barrel and things like that. I believe someone may correct me in the comments, but like I said, what I like about it is it's a great introductory Irish whiskey that isn't going to break the bank. This guy's only about $40-$45. I've seen it as high as $50-$55, but you can routinely find it at like $40-$45.
Good price.
So I mean, if I'm drinking Irish whiskey, like, and for a 12-year age statement, that's pretty solid. I did put 3 drops of water in it. Have you put any in yet?
I did. It's not bad. It doesn't go down heavy like a lot of others do. However, I do prefer it neat. Like I said though, not to say it's bad. It's just not as good as it is neat for me in my palate at least. What are you getting out of it?
The water, no surprise here, brings out a little bit of the peppery note.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, not much of a finish for me. Neat, just kind of creamy, smooth, and then fades away. But with the pepper, it kind of gives a certain element of intrigue to it. It didn't do much on the palate for me in terms of the front and the mid palate. It just kind of like added that extra layer of spice. But I'll tell you, on the nose, it got a little less sharp for me. Like on the neat nose, it was a little sharp, but with the water, it kind of toned down that sharpness for me. Again, for me. My tasting notes are going to mean nothing for the next 4 weeks. But nonetheless, like I said, for this one, I would drink it neat or I would drink it with water. I don't think it's offensive either way. Do I prefer it neat? Sure. But I think there's something too, like if you want to kind of dive in on that spice element, if you add a little bit of water, you're going to get that. So for me, I don't mind that. What are you thinking on a score?
Well, let's see for the score. Redbreast. Whiskey's pretty good. That my heart was beating out my chest. Wish I had it straight from the source so it tasted best. But till then, I'm going to just drink with my brother and drink all the rest. So with that being said, I'm going to give it a 4. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think a 4 is appropriate for this guy, especially for the price point and the ABV and the fact that you could, if you're a seasoned drinker, you'll enjoy it, or if you're a new drinker, you'll enjoy it. So I think there's a lot of value to that. For me, you know, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think it's a 4 for sure. Because again, the flavors that I'm getting out of it, even post Rona, are still there. They're still familiar to me. They're not like anything that's like out of left field or anything like that. And nothing's completely off. And again, for the fact that this has been sitting at about half for about a year, it's holding those flavors, which is what I really like about it. So 40 to 45 bucks, 40% ABV, the flavors I'm getting, yeah, it's a 4 for sure. Do us a favor, guys. Hit us up down in the comments. Have you had the Redbreast 12? Have you had the 15, the Lestal? There's plenty of Redbreast offerings. Which one is your favorite? We'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We love interacting with you guys there. But until next time, hey, stay safe, drink well. You got anything else you want to add?
Now, what about you, brother?
All aboard! We'll catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.